We've tested a lot of wallets over the years here at Gear 43. However, one wallet that I've really started to enjoy, or I should say re-enjoy, is the Bifold wallet, because it's also kind of gone through its own reinvention in and of itself. So in this video, I'm going to tell you the 10 favorite Bifold wallets that we've ever used here at Gear 43. So let's get into it. But before we do, I do want to say two different important things. Number one is that every wallet that is tested in this video was given to us by the respective brand. And I do also want to mention I have links down in the description and the top comment of this video that are paid links and give us a commission and helps us out with this channel, or they may be linked to our shop if it's something that we personally carry. And with that said, let's get right into it. Now, number 10 is the Nomad Goods Bifold wallet. Adam, who tested this one, really did appreciate that this one has individually lined card slots, so it kind of keeps your cards really safe and also just a little more luxurious. He also really appreciated the Harber leather that was super slick, super nice, and extremely clean design. And going back to the leather, he really appreciated that Harber leather. It patinas really well and makes it so that it's just a high-end leather wallet. But one thing he didn't super like is actually its external pocket. The external pocket was pretty cool and a great idea for quick access cards. He just found that it was a little bit oddly sized, so cards like to try to fall out of it. Number 9 is the Pioneer Carry Altitude Billfold. And this one was tested out by Luke, who really appreciated a design that actually is waterproof and dust resistant and can easily be cleaned. He did also feel like the interior was really well thought out and made accessing interior cards really easily, while also being able to store quite a bit of things, including cash. He did actually really like the fabric, even though he was used to more leather wallets. Feels pretty cool and actually patinas on its own, kind of like leather. The only thing he didn't really like is it wasn't super malleable, so it kind of stuck out of his clothing and kind of you could see the actual wallet in his pocket, and he wasn't a huge fan of that. He feels like maybe someday it'll become a little more malleable, but for now it's a little more noticeable in your pocket than a leather one. Now, number 8 is this Harber London RFID card holder. I found that this leather is extremely high quality. It actually, speaking of malleable, is also extremely malleable, which means it fits in your pocket without it being really noticeable around keys and other things you would keep in your pocket. I also appreciate its really thin build. This is a very thin wallet, really isn't super noticeable. And I also really like its magnetic closure that keeps the wallet closed, and it feels a little more premium because of that. And then finally, it was awesome that it has a pull tab for the lesser used cards, hide a little bit farther back in the wallet, so they're still easy to get to without it being annoying. The only thing I wish it had is an external pocket for quick access for that most used card. Unlike a lot of the competitors that are similar to this, it doesn't have that external pocket. Now, number 9 is this Bellroy card sleeve that is actually quite similar to the Harber London. If you didn't really want the Harber London, you wanted something different, maybe a different style of leather, this Bellroy card sleeve is a fantastic option for you. I really appreciate its build quality and I really like the color, of which there are plenty of different color options on this wallet. It also, just like the Harber London, is extremely compact and malleable in your pocket, so it's not super noticeable. But I do have to say it's not quite as nice as some of the competitors, as there is going to be a direct competitor later in this video that I think has a little bit better quality. Now, number 6 is the Bellroy Hide and Seek. This is a staple in the Bifold wallet industry, and it is a super nice addition to it. Luke actually really enjoys the Bellroy owl that you find on the outside of the wallet. He feels like it's just a little bit extra, just kind of make it feel a little extra fancy. He really likes the color of the wallet that he got, and even in the time that he tested out the wallet, it already had started to patina, and he really liked that. He also felt like the stitching was really well done in the wallet. There weren't any frays, anything getting loose, so he felt like the build quality and stitching was good. It also was quite functional. It has a lot of additions to the wallet that make it a really usable wallet long term. However, he also kind of didn't like the Bellroy owl. He really likes the addition of it, but it does stick out into your clothing and is a little bit obvious and might actually even damage your clothing. He's also not a huge fan of the coin compartment, as the coins show through the leather really well and kind of permanently make it so that you can see the coins in the wallet instead of making it look, a little bit more flush. Oh, and by the way, guys, if you have not already done it, make sure to like and subscribe if you found this video helpful whatsoever, and let's get right back into it. My number 5 wallet on this list is this Dun wallet in the black color. It's advertised as being one of the thinnest bifolds ever made, and I have to say I was skeptical when I first got it, and I admit it probably is. This thing is incredibly thin, and it's really impressive what they were able to fit into this wallet while keeping it as thin as it is. But do I have any way of proving it's the thinnest? Not really, unless I had literally every single bifold ever made in front of me. I did also like that it has a very, very simple design. And probably my favorite feature of the whole wallet is how it stores cash. It's kind of like a cash strap on the interior of the wallet where you slide the cash in, and I think it looks cool and makes it really accessible but still thin. I wish though it had a higher card capacity. I'm always a little bit hesitant about putting 2 cards into each sleeve as it's going to stretch out the leather over time, even though that is how it's advertised as being used. And I will have to say that the leather is not quite as nice as probably most of the other leather wallets you'd find on this list. Now number 5 is this Distil Union Wally Bifold 5.0. And this is kind of a staple in the leather bifold wallet industry, and there's good reason for it. You can keep cards easily accessible by pulling on tabs on either side of the wallet, and it pulls cards out without ever even opening the wallet. It's an extremely well thought out design to make it usable and quick. But while keeping the more traditional bifold design, it's a pretty cool mid-ground between a minimalist wallet and a leather bifold wallet. I also really liked the interior permanent cash clip, as it feels really nice, is high quality, and does a good job of keeping your cash in line. The only thing I didn't really like about it is because of the pull tabs, where it has 2 little pieces of fabric, it makes it easy for pulling cards out. But on the other hand, it makes it a little bit thicker than it would have to be had all the cards just been in the interior of the wallet. But I will say it is still comfortable to keep in your front pocket. Now, if you wanted something a little more creative than the Wally Bifold 5.0, I give you the Distil Union Modwallet, which this is a really, really unique wallet in the fact that it's held together by magnets and is completely modular. You can swap out accessories as much as you want, whether it be ranging from a card sleeve to a cash clip to key organizer. It really does it all, and it's a pretty cool setup that I have never seen on any other wallet, which is why it earns such a high pick in this list. It is made with really high quality full grain leather, and it does patina over time. And just like the Wally Bifold we talked about earlier, it has its own little pull tabs where you can pull cards out of the wallet without ever opening it up. As for downsides, I have to say, because it is magnetic, it's especially long because you have to have the area where the magnets go on. It's not usable space for anything else. So it makes it a longer wallet that's a little more home in your back pocket than in your front pocket, which I think is personally a downside. And as for the other downside to this wallet, the magnets I think could be a little bit stronger, as I do have the wallet pull apart when I'm just trying to open the wallet, and that might go away over time as it gets more flexible with use, but it is a bit of a downside. Now, number 2 on this list, you'll be quite familiar with if you have been on this channel very long, is the Double Oak Cloud Wallet. I have to say, for a bifold, for a minimalist bifold, this is the best of the best. I think the leather on this wallet is amazing. It's impeccable. I really like that it scratches and it just over time ages really, really well, far better than any other wallet I've had. It also stays extremely compact, especially since it has the magnetic closure on it. It keeps it closed, and being a little bit more malleable of a card sleeve, it's not super noticeable in your pocket. I also appreciated the interior cash storage. It's accessible and you only have to fold the cash once to put it in there. And its location is out of the way, but still easy to get to. And honestly, for the price, this is one of the best out there. As for a downside, this may not be for everyone because it doesn't have a ton of storage. Sure, it has extra storage on the exterior of the wallet, but it's definitely lacking on the storage side if you're somebody that needs to fit more stuff in your wallet. And now for the number 1 pick of the bifold wallets, and that is this right here. This is the Nomad Goods Card Wallet Plus. It does a really good job of kind of straddling that line between a standard larger bifold and a minimalist wallet. It's going to be a little bit thicker than a standard card sleeve, so the people that like a more traditional bifold will be happy with this. However, if you're a minimalist and somebody that wants to cut down on bulk in your pocket and maybe even keep it in your front pocket, this is an amazing option for you. It has the same Horween leather that we talked about earlier in this video, so it's really, really high quality. It's a really, really nice, slick design that does a really good job of getting a good patina over time. And the addition of each card slot in this wallet having its own sleeve means you're not going to be having cards rub up against each other and damage each other. Perfect for those people that have metal cards. I also appreciated its external card slot, which I feel like was a little bit better thought out than earlier wallets on this list. And it has a considerably larger capacity for cards, cash, and really anything that you need to carry than a lot of the other smaller wallets on this list. But the one downside that I can think of on this one is if you are wanting a slimmer wallet, it is going to be a larger wallet than you probably want. You might want to go with some of the smaller options if you're wanting to go truly minimalist. But again, I think it's a really, really good middle ground for most people. And that's the reason why I have it topping out the list of best bifold wallets we've ever used here at Gear 43.